As today I want to talk about Zoom. So everybody knows about Zoom in the last couple months. It came into our lives and it's not leaving. So the question is about the stock. So Zoom stock dropped about 15% today. The company reported their earnings yesterday and had a blowout quarter. So in fact, the numbers are clear. They had their best quarter to date. So let's give you the numbers. So the company reported earnings of 99 cents a share compared to estimates of 76 cents. The company also reported revenue of 777 million with estimates of 694 million, which is a 367% estimate or percent increase. So just to put it in even greater perspective, so a year earlier Zoom earned 9 cents a share and revenue of 166 million. So COVID, man. So despite this incredible performance, investors sold the stock and it dropped from a near 52-week high of 584 to 588 to a low of $404. So the question for investors is why the stock dropped so precipitously on such a great blowout earnings. So the interesting thing for people to note and for investors to note is that there are many tech companies who similarly reported incredible earnings this during the pandemic specifically, and their stock price saw the same type of drop after the earnings. So most of the time that's attributed to the lack of sufficient guidance that a lot of these companies are reporting during their earnings. And investors are generally worried that the companies would be unable to sustain the same growth after the pandemic, because pandemic, everything moved online, technology, boom. So after, what's going to happen? The difference is that Zoom actually provided good guidance. So for the current quarter ending in January, they actually forecast revenue of 808 million versus analysts 730 million and adjusted profits of 78 cents versus estimates of 66 cents. So you also have to bear in mind that the stock is up over 500% this year alone. But really the company valuation is insane. They have a P ratio of 347, a forward P of 147. That's crazy. So I think that mostly people are worried that because of COVID, these companies are just not going to be able to sustain their growth. So the growth margins in the quarter were also down from 81% a year ago to 71% in July and 66% this quarter. Management also said that that number is likely not to improve in the next quarter, in the coming quarter. So that's obviously concern for investors. But also Jim Cramer, said it best, the chill man. So he said that Zoom needs to start winning over. Zoom has a lot of business, a lot of companies use it, but it needs to make a compelling case for itself. The marketplace is saying no because it feels post the pandemic they will not have this kind of valuation. This is the stock for when America opens again. So of course you guys also know that the vaccine is coming out, so this makes sense. The vaccine is coming, things are opening up. I think there was a report that came out today that most people actually would like to go back to their offices after and work in their offices after COVID. So that's another, that would be a concern too, that Zoom essentially profits off people not going back to their offices. Now, there is an argument to be made that because everything moved onto computers, because people are working at home, there is a good chance that many people are still going to use Zoom. It's just efficient. Skype is used. I mean, global meetings happen in companies, but obviously investors don't see that yet as a justification for such a high stock price. And that's likely why they're selling it off, why people are skeptical. In addition, I just wanted to show you guys something from Zoom itself. Zoom had a recent event called Zoomtopia. Here is some of what October 14th, and they essentially just gave more guidance and discussed what they hope to see in the future for Zoom and what they hope the future of Zoom could be. Introducing on Zoom, introducing new end-to-end encryption, customizable SDK. I'm not going to pretend to know what a lot of these things mean, but essentially they're just trying really hard to move into the future and make their stock not just about a short-term COVID-related spike. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys understand a little bit more about Zoom now and why the stock might have dropped and what the future could potentially look like for Zoom. Again, do your research, please, and we'll see you next time.